All right, let's settle something. You've got two towns 15 minutes apart in northern Palm Beach County, Palm Beach Gardens versus Jupiter. They're close enough that people lump them together all the time. They cost about the same, they share some of the same schools, and we help buyers choose between them every single week. But here's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. One of them is a better place to live.
And spoiler alert, it's the one with the lighthouse.
See, this is what I deal with.
I'm Armando and I'm in Jonathan's team, and I help families move all over South Florida. Today, I'm proudly Team Jupiter. The water, the inlet, the beach, the town that actually has soul. I'll take it every time.
And I'm Jonathan, same team, all three counties, and I'm Team Palm Beach Gardens, the clubs, the convenience, the city where everything just works.
He's going to say convenience about 40 times, so start the count.
We're going 7 rounds: lifestyle, real estate, boating, golf, dining and nightlife, family life, and the one nobody ever talks about, which city is actually set up better for the future. I'm gonna make my case, he's gonna make his, and we're gonna give each other a hard time along the way.
There's the fun part. We're not picking a winner today, you are.
And at the end of this, you tell us in the comments, Team Palm Beach Gardens or Team Jupiter. Fair warning though, by then, I think you already know it's the Gardens.
And he still can't read the room. Let's go.
Let me tell you what it actually feels like to live in Palm Beach Gardens. And standing here at downtown at the Gardens, I think this place captures exactly what Palm Beach Gardens does so well. It feels like everything is handled. You pull in and the whole city is calm, clean, organized, wide roads, that gorgeous tree canopy along PGA Boulevard, landscaping so sharp it looks like somebody vacuums the grass. And there's a word my buyers use the first week they're here. They say they feel like they've arrived, not showing off, arrived. Like we worked our whole lives for this and now everything is just easy. Here's what makes the Garden special, and it's a thing people underestimate. It's the convenience. PGA Boulevard is basically one road that does everything. Your club is 5 minutes away, your kid's school, 5 minutes, your doctor, your grocery store, the Gardens Mall, dinner, all of it. Minutes from your door. You want Whole Foods and Trader Joe's and your bank and a great restaurant on the same short drive? Done. And it's safe. It's quiet at night. It's the kind of place where the biggest decision on a weekday is which club you're having dinner at. That's the Gardens. It's luxury that stops stressing. It's the grown-up move. It's the city you pick up when you've done the chaos and now you just want life to be good and easy. And Armando's about to tell you all about soul. Watch. Any second now.
Right on cue. Here's the difference, and you all feel it in one drive. There's a spot right around the corner from Indiantown Road where people just kind of relax. You see it all the time. Buyers roll their windows down, they just get a little quieter and something just shifts. The Garden gives you a feeling of, okay, we made it, but Jupiter gives you that feeling of, all right, I could do this. Jupiter is just different. It's a lighthouse in the background of your life, is the shorts and the flip-flops to dinner, is the pickup truck next to the Range Rover, and nobody thinks twice about it. And it still feels like a real town. People care about what they build here. They care about the river. They care about protecting the areas around the lighthouse. There's a character about Jupiter that is hard to explain until you spend some time here. You could actually live part of your life on foot. In Abacoa, you could just walk down the street, grab a coffee, grab dinner, catch a game. Down here, you got Love Street, the inlet, the beach, and from most neighborhoods, you're only a few minutes away. And Jonathan keeps talking about convenience like it's a personality trait. Buddy, my beach is 5 minutes away. My inlet, my paddleboard, my boat. You got a very convenient parking lot at the mall.
Oh, here we go.
Look, the Gardens is beautiful. I mean that. It's clean, it's polished, everything works, but it's also in bed, tucked in by 9:30. Jupiter's got a different energy.
Buttoned up. My guy, I sleep great. That's called peace.
It's a whole thing. One town feels a little more buttoned up, the other one just a little more laid back. That's called paying HOA dues and being in bed before 10 o'clock news.
Round 1 to the Gardens. Moving on before he says lighthouse for the 15th time.
Lighthouse, round 1, Jupiter. Keep watching.
Now let's talk real estate, because this is where the Gardens really flexes, and I actually wanted to film this part here in Alton because Palm Beach Gardens isn't just one thing anymore. We are the country club capital of South Florida, and it's not close. You want settled, old money quiet, that's Old Palm with its estate lots and invitation level exclusivity. That's Frenchman's Creek with its private beach club and deep water access. That's Ballin Isles with 3 golf courses and elite tennis. That's Mirasol, which is basically 2,000-acre family resort that you get to call home. But Palm Beach Gardens has changed. Standing here in Alton, you're looking at another side of the city. Newer construction, modern homes, walkable neighborhoods, and families moving here from all over the country who want the Palm Beach Gardens lifestyle without a mandatory club membership. And that's what makes the Gardens unique. You can live in a country club, you can live in a neighborhood like this, or you can head west to Avenir, where they're building an entirely new side of the city from the ground up. And here's a myth I'll kill right now. People assume every luxury address here comes with massive mandatory dues. That's not true. Communities like Alton, Evergreen, Paloma, and Magnolia Bay prove that Palm Beach Gardens luxury isn't limited to golf. Then out west, past the turnpike, you've got Avenir, 4,700 acres, its own town center, its own clubhouses, even its own emergency room on the way, with PGA National sitting at the top of it all. So here's the Palm Beach Gardens pitch. Whether you want old money country club living, modern new construction, or something in between, you can find it all here, and it's all within minutes of everything. And Jupiter's charming, but sometimes charming is just another way of saying the closets are smaller.
Small closets? Okay, noted. Here's how Jupiter is built, and is completely different from Palm Beach Gardens. The garden organizes around the clubs. Jupiter organizes around the water. Most of the neighborhoods are really just different in so many ways. Live near the water, live near the inlet or the beach. At the top, you got places where boating and golf live in the same neighborhood. Admirals Cove with 45 holes and Deepwater Marina. Jonathan's Landing with its marina and yacht club. These are communities built around getting you in the water. Then you get Jupiter's Inlet Colony, which is this tiny beach town with its own police department, all Florida charm, and some of the most exclusive homes in the area. You got Abacoa, where I'm standing right now, with all of these little neighborhoods, and probably the closest thing in Jupiter has to a true downtown. And then you got places that tell me someone really knows Jupiter, like Pennock Point, Bamboo Point, Sawfish Bay, no HOA, deep water, no fixed bridges, and nobody telling you what color your duck must be. Here's my favorite part, and I know Jonathan is gonna hate this.
I do. I already know where this is going.
Some of the wealthiest people in Jupiter don't live behind the gate at all. They're out in the Jupiter Farms or Ranch Colony on a 10-acre with horses, guest houses, and in some cases, their own airplane hangar. The whole personality of Palm Beach Gardens is, look at my gate. In Jupiter, the flex is you don't need one.
Counterpoint, gates are nice. You know what's behind my gate? Not your neighbor's horse.
And let's talk value, because everybody assumes that the coast costs more. But in the medium price point, those two towns are surprisingly similar. That's what changes the conversation. You're not deciding with your wallet, you're deciding which life actually you want. And long term, they're not making any more coastlines. That's the appreciation story.
And Palm Beach Gardens has the broader demand base, new construction, corporate money moving in, a growing business district, two different bets. Mine's diversified, his depends on the tide.
My brother, my tight shirt has beaten the stock market for 30 years, my friend. All right, Jonathan, take a break, because this is the round I've been waiting for all day. The water. This right here is the biggest difference between these two towns. The Jupiter Inlet gives you direct access straight to the Atlantic Ocean. That's exactly pretty rare in South Florida. In a lot of places, waterfront means checking in tight charts and weaving under bridges just to get out in the ocean. Here, you leave the dock, and before your coffee is cold, you're ready offshore. And the boat isn't some toy sitting in the garage that you just use a few times a year. Around here, it's part of your everyday life. On Saturdays, you're heading on to Soundbar with the kids. You're pulling up to Guanabanas, Utiki, or Square Grouper by boat, tying up at the dock and grabbing dinner with sand still under your feet. Communities like Admirals Cove, Jonathan's Landings have marinas built right into the neighborhood. If you don't live there, you still got public launches like Burt Reynolds and Du Bois. Then you get the beaches like Carlin's Park, Jupiter Beach, and the Bluffs up north. For most people in Jupiter, the beach isn't a one-day trip, it's just part of life. So if your dream is to be in the water as much as possible, the real one answer here, it's Jupiter. And honestly, it's not even that close. Now let's sit back and watch Jonathan explain the garden beaches.
You think you've got me here, you don't. And standing here at Juno Park with the Intracoastal behind me, I'll be the first to admit something. For a long time, if somebody called us and said boating was at the top of their list, we sent them to Jupiter. That was just a reality. And yes, our beaches are a short drive away. Juno, Singer Island, not necessarily right in your backyard. I'll give them both of those, but here's what Armando doesn't want you to know. That whole story is changing right now. Palm Beach Gardens is building a major marina, hundreds of slips, hurricane rated, with easy access to both the Intracoastal and the ocean. You've got the Ritz-Carlton residences coming in on some of the last waterfront land in the city. You've always had deep water boating inside communities like Frenchman's Creek. And for the first time ever, you can have the boat and the country club lifestyle in the same city without moving to a full boat town to get it. So that old line Palm Beach Gardens isn't a boating town. That's starting to feel a little outdated.
All right, I'll give you that. The marina is real and it's a big deal. But listen to the difference between what you're saying. In Jupiter, the water is who we are. It's why this town exists in the first place. In Palm Beach Gardens, the water something you're adding to your lifestyle. Here, it is the lifestyle.
And an addition that lets me keep my boat, valet my car, and still make dinner reservations in 10 minutes. Meanwhile, you're still finding sand in your truck in 2035.
Sand is a feature, and one honest thing about Jupiter, almost nobody actually lives in the beach. True ocean front here is incredibly limited, and when those homes hit the market, they barely last. Most people live near the beach, not on it. Just know that going in.
Even his home field advantage comes with a disclaimer. This round is a lot closer than he wants to admit. It's a hurricane-rated marina, not a parking garage. Respect the slips.
Closer? Sure. Let's not get carried away. You guys are building boating into the lifestyle. Our lifestyle started with the water. He named the slips. He's proud of the slips.
Hey, I'm proud of the slips.
It's the water round. It's Jupiter. Write it down and let's move on before he hurts himself.
My turn to run up the score. Golf, country clubs. This is Palm Beach Gardens' home turf. The Gardens has more golf than anywhere in South Florida, more clubs, more courses, and more options than just about anywhere else. You've got Ballin Isles, Mirasol, Old Palm, Frenchman's Creek, Frenchman's Reserve, PGA National, East Point. For one city to have that many serious clubs packed into it is pretty incredible. And every year, the whole town turns into a golf town when the Cognizant Classic comes to PGA National. You can literally walk the course with the best players in the world and then be home 15 minutes later. But honestly, the biggest advantage isn't just the number of clubs, it's the flexibility. PGA National has different membership options, so you're not writing a six-figure check the day you move in. Out in Avenir, you can live in beautiful communities and not join a club at all. And then you've got Panther National, which brought a brand new championship course into the mix for the first time in years. So if you actually want to play golf and you want options and you want to live in a town that's built around the game, this is the place. Jupiter's got the big names and the tour players. Sure, let's hear about all the golf most people will never actually get to play. Go ahead. I already know where this is going.
I'll give you this one right away. Palm Beach Gardens has more golf, but Jupiter has more golf prestige. And those are two very different things, because this is where a lot of the best players in the world actually live and practice. You got practices like Bears Club, Medalist Jupiter's Hills, over in Tequesta, the Laxahatchee Club, Admirals Cove. These aren't just country clubs. These are the kind of places tour players, CEOs, and some most seriously connected people spend their time. And here's the part Jonathan hates. A lot of these guys join these clubs because of the network and the access, but the real day-to-day golf, a lot of that happens at clubs most people watching this video are never gonna step foot in. So yes, Palm Beach Garden has more golf. Jupiter just has a different kind of golf. One is participation, the other is prestige.
Better golf that you can't actually get into is a heck of a sales pitch, Armando.
And I'll say something else. For a lot of people watching this, golf membership isn't even gonna make you the happiest after a year they move here, especially if you're under 60. A lot of buyers end up realizing they'd rather be close to the beach, close to dinner, or even spend time in the water than pay for a membership they use twice a month. This is not anti-golf, it's just reality.
It's the golf round, and he's literally standing in front of one of the nicest clubs in Florida trying to talk you out of golf.
Hey, I'm not talking you out of golf. I'm telling you to buy a life that fits you. That's a different conversation. But sure, golf round, I'll give you Palm Beach Gardens. I'll take the other 6.
The confidence on this guy. Dining, finally, around where I can relax a little. Look, if we're talking about the actual food scene, Palm Beach Gardens has just more options, more variety, more places that people drive across the county to try. You've got the classics like Cafe Chardonnay, which has been here forever. Places like Stage and the Butcher's Club, Spatos for seafood, Christopher's Kitchen if you're into plant-based. Whether you want sushi, steak, Italian, or a really good cocktail, it's all right here. And that's the kind of story of Palm Beach Gardens in general. Downtown at the Gardens, PGA Commons, the entire PGA Boulevard corridor, everything is connected. You can have one date night at a steakhouse, the next at a sushi spot, and the one after that at your country club. And honestly, for a lot of club members, the club replaces going out altogether during the season. Now, nightlife, I'll be honest with you, we are not Miami. If you're looking to be out until 2 in the morning, Palm Beach Gardens is probably not your town, and I sleep great knowing that. For late nights, most people end up in West Palm anyway. But when it comes to dinner, the Gardens has a deeper bench, and Armando's about to explain why eating fish tacos next to a boat somehow counts as a personality trait.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Here's the difference. In Jupiter, the setting is half the meal. You want fresh seafood and a table on the water, you got Guanavanas, Utiki, Square Grouper. Down Love Street, you got Lucky Shug, Charlie and Joe's. The whole area has turned into a social hub here in Jupiter. And yeah, every year more restaurants keep opening because more people keep moving here. Now, does Palm Beach Gardens have more white tablecloth restaurants? Absolutely, I'll give him that. Here's what Jupiter does better. I can grab dinner, catch the boats come in, catch the sunset on the water, and then I'll walk over for a drink without even getting in my car. And when dinner's over, I'm just 2 minutes away from the beach. You're heading to valet.
So what you're saying is, I win dining.
No, what I'm saying, you win restaurants, I win dinner. There's a difference.
That's actually a pretty good line. Fine, I get the steakhouses, you get the sunset, split round.
See, now we're negotiating. That's how you know I'm winning.
All right, last big round, and this is the one that keeps parents up at night, so let's take it seriously for a minute. Palm Beach Gardens is built for families, and what I mean by that is a lot of the pieces are already in place before you even get here. You've got great schools, both public and private, that families move here specifically for. The clubs have junior programs for golf, tennis, swimming, pickleball. You don't even have to figure out what your kids are gonna do after school because the activities are already there waiting for them. Healthcare is a big one too. You've got Palm Beach Gardens Medical Center right here, and now Avenir is getting its own emergency room, and one of the newest additions is the Iceplex that's being built nearby, which suddenly makes this area a real option for hockey families moving down from places like New York, New Jersey, Michigan, or Minnesota. And if I had to sum up Palm Beach Gardens in one word for family, it's this: easy. It's safe, it's organized. It's the kind of place where parents feel like the logistics of everyday life are already handled. For a lot of families, that's everything.
And this is the round where I honestly think pretty much we're tied, which for me is a win because family life is supposed to be a Palm Beach Gardens thing. The difference is that Jupiter gives you a completely different version of childhood. The beach becomes an after-school activity, the river, the trails, kids grow up surfing, paddleboarding, fishing, and riding their bikes because all the stuff is a part of everyday life here. And there are absolutely neighborhoods and school zones that family move here for on purpose. We got Roger Dean Park Stadium, Carlins Park, Riverbend Park, Jupiter Medical Center. Everything you need is here too, but the feeling is just different. On any weekend, you'll see kids riding their bikes, carrying surfboards, and spending the whole day outside. That's really what Jupiter sells.
And this is probably the one thing we completely agree on. We've both seen people make the same mistake. People fall in love with a school, then they buy a house assuming it feeds into that school, and they're one street outside the boundary.
It's one of the biggest mistakes buyers make in both towns. So before you fall in love with a house, verify the exact school assignment, not the neighborhood, the address. Trust us, we much rather tell you that now than after you moved in.
Two very different childhoods though. Mine is organized, structured, and everything's pretty much taken care of. His is barefoot until the streetlights come on.
And be honest, you would have loved my childhood.
Yeah, I probably would have. Doesn't mean you win the round. All right, last round, and this is the one nobody really talks about because when you buy a house, you're not just buying what a town looks like today, you're buying what it's going to look like 10 years from now. And standing here in Avenir, it's pretty obvious what's happening in Palm Beach Gardens. This city is changing. You got thousands of homes going up out here, a new town center, new clubhouses, a new emergency room, and Panther National bringing an entirely different level of luxury to the area. Back east, you've got the Ritz-Carlton residences coming to the waterfront. You've got new office space attracting businesses and younger buyers, the Marina Project, the Ice Complex. And when you start putting all of these pieces together, Palm Beach Gardens starts to feel a lot different than it did even 10 years ago. For a long time, people thought of it as a great place to retire. Now it's become a place where people want to build a career, raise a family, join a club, and stay for the long haul. And yes, that means construction, it means cranes, it means traffic cones, but you're not buying the construction, you're buying what comes after. And I think a lot of people are gonna look back 10 years from now and wish they had bought here sooner.
And that's exactly why I love Jupiter, because while Palm Beach Gardens is changing, Jupiter is trying really hard not to. The whole conversation here is about protecting what makes this place special. Protecting the river, protecting the lighthouse, keeping the town low-rise and coastal, preserving the character that made people fall in love with Jupiter in the first place. And if you spend enough time here, you hear all the long-timers say, and this is not the Jupiter I grew up in. And honestly, they're not wrong. The sleepy little beach town that existed 20 years ago is long gone. But here's the other side of the story. There's only so much Jupiter left. They can build thousands of homes out west. They can build new office buildings. They can build new neighborhoods. But what they can build is another Jupiter inlet. They can create more waterfronts, and they can manufacture the history and the personality that already exist here.
And that's really the choice, isn't it? Mine is a growth story, a city that's changing and expanding. Two different bets, both are good, and neither one of us is going to sit here and pretend we can predict the market.
And mine is a scarcity story, a town that's trying to protect the thing that made people want to move here in the first place. But one of us does have a lighthouse, and just throwing that out there.
He's really going to ride that lighthouse all the way to the finish line.
All right, that's the debate. Lifestyle, real estate, boating, golf, dining, family life. We made our arguments and we gave each other a hard time along the way.
And now I'll say the part I actually mean. Armando, I get the appeal of Jupiter. I really do. There's definitely a version of me that would rather end the day on a dock than at a country club. Jupiter is a special place and you can make a pretty good case for it.
And the ease of Palm Beach Gardens is real. Everything is close, everything is convenient.
So here's how you actually decide. Palm Beach Gardens is for you if you want the clubs, the schools, and a place where everything just works. If you want to pull into your neighborhood and feel like you've made it, the Gardens might be your spot.
And Jupiter is for you if your life revolves around the water. If you want the beach, the boat, and the town that still feels like a town, Jupiter might be the best fit.
Two great places, 15 minutes apart, and honestly, there's not really a wrong choice.
But we're not letting you off that easy.
Tell us in the comments, are you team Palm Beach Gardens?
Or Team Jupiter. And don't overthink it. Which place felt more like home while you were watching?
And if you want to go deeper, we've made full videos on both cities along with relocation guides covering the neighborhoods, schools, and the real pros and cons of each. You'll find all of that down below.
And when you're ready to make a move, reach out. We'd rather have one conversation with you before you book a flight than watch you spend months looking at the wrong place.
And if you enjoyed this one, hit the like button and subscribe. We've got more comparisons and city guides coming.
Team Jupiter.
Team Gardens. Thanks for watching. This is Live South Florida, and we'll see you in the next video.